Hey y'all, this is your boy Dr. E. Holland Scott. We got a special edition here with our boy Warren B.
Yes, sir.
The author of Pimp God.
Yep.
How you feeling today, bro?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, man.
All right, so one of the things we wanted to talk about today is, we wanted to give some of the young men, since you've been doing a lot of consultations and speaking to a lot of young men 25 and under.
Yeah.
And a lot of request videos. But, we were just kind of chopping it up, and we was thinking like maybe, we could talk about some manhood shit.
Okay, good.
Some real important tips on what it is, and just people can see how you work.
Okay.
They see the product, we see how fly everything is.
Right.
And what it takes, and because I see it firsthand how hard you work. But I wanted people to kind of see exactly what goes into everything that you do as we're chopping it up.
Okay, that's what's up.
So I wanted to kind of really talk about, why do you feel that men need to know these things about, themselves, and just how to be more productive, first and foremost?
Okay, yeah, I think at a certain point in a man's evolution, he has to take the steering wheel. And everybody has their own journey, and you have a right to make mistakes on that journey. And you have a right to ride the train of life. I call it the train of life, where it's like people often talk about the zodiac. Right? The zodiac, what's your sign? What was the position of the stars when you were born? Things of that nature. But that represents to me the train of life. You get on and you just do what I'm doing. You just sit in your chair and you ride from birth to death. And this is what the stars have set out for you, But some people determine that they want to experience things of their own merit. So they hop off the train. And I think that at a certain point in a man's life, he has to hop off the train. And that starts with family, oftentimes. It starts with breaking away from your family influences, your religious influences. Like I was having a consultation with a brother who told me that he grew up Muslim, and that even though his family is very strict in Islam, he said he just felt like he wanted to break away from it and just pursue knowledge from wherever it comes from. He wasn't in search of a replacement religion. A lot of people replace Christianity with Islam. Personally, I think it's a better replacement. Mm-hmm. But it's a good thing to be born in a religion, but that's your train. But it's a bad thing to die in one. It's a bad thing to stay on that train and just let the celestial just take you through your path. As men, we are programmed to be servants, especially black men. We're programmed to be servants to the Jewish owners that owned us. We were programmed to be servants to our white bosses. And we were programmed to be servants to our women. That is our culture, unique to us in America. So you can stay on that train and walk around with your feminist, I'm a feminist T-shirt as a man. But here's what I know. A woman could get on a thread, or she could get in the comment section and say all kind of negative stuff about a dude that is honest and masculine, but truthful, and try to shame him. but she see it doesn't work. So, and she can have her negative views, but eventually that shit subsides. And what really develops and envelops in her is respect over time. Now, she may have to grow into the knowledge of herself in order to understand what I represent. But you got to break away from, you got to get off the train of servitude. And I just feel like the last aspect of our enslavement as men has actually been the black family structure. That's the last plantation that we need to escape from. Because we were cultivated to be servants, and our women were cultivated to be mistresses. The mistress of the house. Not the good wife, not the good mother, but the mistress of the house. Am I throwing stones at black women? No. This is the way that your zaddy set it up. But he set you up to fail. The white feminists could talk all of that shit about men and this and that and rights and all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, most of them are taking whatever wealth they have back to the ranch with the white husband and the white kids. And leave your black ass out there with your fists in the air by yourself. Stupid.
Yeah, it's like you see a lot of that going on now, and it was something interesting that we were listening to. With your boy Kevin Samuels, he was saying something really interesting, that people result back to, they're resulting back to their tribes. And man, you had just talked about what a black woman going to do, with all her warrior class of men leaving.
Yeah.
And everybody, especially in these trying times, what are you going to do? Which brings me to my next point, as far as with black men, how do you, what would you say about young men really finding, like you just went over, pivotal. But how do young black men in this time find their purpose? Because men need a purpose before they really, in my opinion, could really start considering dating seriously.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
Yeah, on a serious level. They need to really find their purpose, because women now are going to really get you really all in the entanglement situation before you even get started. It happened to me without me knowing. Got hooked on child support and all that when I was 19, man.
Yeah.
So what would you suggest young men and even older men to really find their purpose? How do they find that?
Okay, the first thing about purpose is you have to understand that purpose is based on service. I think of myself as a glorified shoe shine. I see myself as a man who shines the shoes of the people that I give knowledge to or give information to. I'm shining your shoes. I'm making sure that you are becoming your best self. And I'm on my knees tight, making sure that, I'm using the best products, using the best materials to make you shine. Real light, as we know as men, shines in you, as opposed to on you. But I think that you have to understand, whatever you do, it starts with service. You are supposed to be making somebody else better in some kind of a way, fashion or form. So when you look at business, business is finding a need and filling it. So again, that's about service. And in this COVID and all this other stuff that's going on, it's innumerable needs that could be met if you just sit and think about it. And Ashe to our queen, mother goddess, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. She often talked about, I asked my brain computer.
Yeah, she used to say it.
That's how she used to say it, you know. And I think that's something that we need to do more. We need to ask our brain computer. We need to sit in our quiet time and just ask ourselves for answers.
You would say this is really the best time. Would you say? I say for myself, it has been a great time.
This has actually been excellent because everything is resetting right now, and everybody that's stuck and don't know what to do because they're waiting for Zaddy to fix it, they're gonna be fucked up in the game.
And we already seen it. Some people we already know without saying no names. We seen it, man.
Yeah, they're gonna be fucked up in the game, and so I just feel like you have the support, whatever you do, of the universe. When your mission and purpose and goal is to help somebody else to be better. And so you already are on the right track. You may not even know specifically where you're going, but you have to trust the path. And I don't know if this is something you're gonna ask me later, but I'm gonna stick to the point specifically. Maybe I'll get back to that. And that the gist of it is, it's not about money or fame. It's about serving people and making their lives better. And purpose is about serving. So that's broad, but that's good because it means there's a lot of different ways and different things that you can do. Again, ask your brain computer, how can I serve? You know, and also take a look at your life path number. Take a look at your karmic number. And once you figure those out, that'll give you some insight, maybe inch you a little bit closer to how you can serve, because every number has pros and cons, different things that, and then they also sometimes on certain websites will tell you what kinds of careers you're best suited for. So, and something else I would suggest too is go back to your childhood too. If you're really trying to find your purpose, this is another idea. Go back to your childhood and think about something that you did that what may have been creative, that gave you a lot of pleasure, that involved other people. And so when I was in the 5th grade, I used to make these little booklets. And I would write a title on the outside of it, and I'd write these little stories. And then I used to pass these books around to the kids in the classroom. And what gave me more pleasure than any grade I could have got was that they remembered my stories. They remember that just gave me, I'm like, wow, they actually, yeah. And so, well, I didn't know I was gonna be a writer, but my past kind of gave me an inclination. This is also how the Native Americans picked the next chief. They just watched the kids at play. Just watch the kids at play. Natural, no choreographing, no nothing. Just watch them. And one of them will have a certain magnetism that others are drawn to, but he'll also have a certain authority in play. Not dominating, but just a natural spiritual magnetism. And they say, okay, that's gonna be the next chief. And then that's who they invest in. This is a problem in our community because our women are not equipped to pick the chief. You see what I'm saying? They want to raise you to be have sexual prowess. And so that's what's the problem in our community. You're encouraged to be something that black women would desire sexually, which is the lowest level of your tree of life, right? So they're not equipped to do that because they're governed by their own clit. So, you know what I'm saying? It's the men who are developed that they need to be stepping aside and allowing those men to work in those young men's lives, especially their own sons' lives, to see the greatness in them and pull that out. And that's also just a major problem that is that we're dealing with in our community. But,
that's some good game, man. I mean, so along with that, I mean, you kind of touched on a little bit of it, but once they somewhat dive into it, because a lot of young men that we talk to, they start to get involved. Some people that we know personally, they're very talented in things, and they'll get involved in a little bit of their purpose, but they'll veer off. And how would you tell them to stay constructive? Because I'm looking at all these beautiful products, man. I mean, you really put a lot of love and spiritual love behind this, and to watch and witness it is phenomenal. And people actually getting a chance to look at you doing this.
Yeah, as you can see, it takes me a long time to make that stuff y'all buy called Success Incense.
Yeah, those are the Success Incense you're working on.
I'm actually
put them up to the table so they can get a good view.
I'm actually making them now, and it takes me a while to roll these, and it takes a minute. It really does. I mean, because I do them one at a time. You know what I mean? Now, at a certain level, when I got major orders and stuff, this
is what y'all getting, guys.
Yeah, I'd be prepared to, grab people and bring them in to help out, but they gonna have to do that shit right. Because I'm very meticulous.
Yeah, you are.
And that's the Virgo in me. I'm real meticulous. I'm Pisces, but in my house, I think it's my second house, I have Virgo, and I'm just very meticulous.
So, but how do people stay? These men stay constructive and stay working? When they finally get into that purpose, how do they stay there though? What are some of the things tips they can use to stay in that place? Let me just throw this in there real quick before you answer. Like, I think you had mentioned in one of the videos, like some of the things that I do, I try to get myself on a routine. Like, I try to catch the sunrise and the sunset and do some meditations when I can. I can't say I do it every day, but, because I'm working like crazy myself, but, when I can, I try to get myself in a routine. I find that's one of the things that can help. And just doing things on a daily for yourself. So what are some of the things you say to stay constructive and stay in this space of creativity?
I think every individual should find his system. Okay, I can say, well, I do this and then I do this and then I do this, and I think that's good if I'm somebody that you maybe admire in that way. So you could borrow something from me, you could borrow something from Dr. E. But I would say also study the lives of successful people. If you're not sub to Alux on YouTube.
I haven't even checked him in a minute.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah, that's definitely.
Sub to Alux, right. ALUX. And all they talk about is the lifestyles, the philosophies of wealthy people, the habits of the wealthy. That's the whole channel. It's nothing about that. It's not just like affirmations and looking at a bunch of images and pictures. This is actually about individuals and companies and things you didn't know about them. And what's the most expensive watches? And you got to start filling yourself with things that inspire you. And you need to become a composite of many different tactics and techniques to be successful. Borrow from, Jeff Bezos. Okay, he did this, I dig that. Okay, now, Sadhguru, he said that a person should meditate between the hours of 3:20 a.m. and 3:40 a.m. on their definite chief aim, because the earth is in a certain position at 3:20 a.m. and 3:40 a.m. And so it's sort of like there's this opening there for that energy, that intent to go through easier. It's called science. And so that's okay. So you got the Indian game on lock. Then you go and you get, what's Warren Buffett up to? You know what I'm saying? Okay, I learned this. He kind of corny, but I did pick this up from him about investing.
Right.
And then from this person, and this, put together your arrange, the various things that inspire you or resonate with you from various people. And listen to these things. Make time to listen to ALUX every day. At least one show a day, and just listen to it. Whatever the title is that catches you for that day, listen to it and just start putting in good things. You know what I mean? When I was younger and I wanted to get into the music business, I was taking piano lessons from this lady. And so I asked her, I said, well, how do I make good music? How do I do it? And she was a great musician, classically trained. And she told me, she said, listen to good things. If I listen to Bach and I listen to all of your 80s hits and your 90s hits, then I go back and I get some of that old school jazz, your Coltrane, your Miles. You know what I'm talking about? Then I go back deep into the gospel, your Dixie Hummingbirds. Yeah. Your Five Blind Boys, you dig? Go up in there, then go up into the 90s where you had the choirs, the LA Mass, the Mississippi Mass, the this, the that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? Then you got hip hop, of course. That's my first cousin, you know what I'm saying? So you got a whole lot of that to pull from. And then all of your great R&B singers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got that to pull from, and all of that good music, you know what I mean? Your Donny Hathaways, and all of that kind of stuff. You got all of that to pull. So when you sit down at the table to write your song, and you listen to all this good stuff all the time, you might lay out your chord layout, structure, do your bass game, or if you start with your bass, then you do your chords, whatever, depending on the sound you're trying to get. But when you hear strings, they're just not gonna be some basic strings, because you listen to Tchaikovsky. So you're gonna be pulling in some of that old school classical, you know what I'm saying? And classical music is our music. You know what I'm saying? So that's our shit. We introduced that to the Europeans. So go in and get all of that good stuff, the old school, the 80s rock bands, some of that stuff. Get some of everything, you know what I mean? But that's what you need to do for your life. Get some of every good piece of things and put it inside of you, because then you'll have that to draw upon when you make your moves.
Wow. Man, that's some wonderful game, man. I mean, so couple things. I mean, we have a few minutes left, and I want to just kind of end it with this. We can wrap it up with this question.
All
you
right.
can go ahead and answer. Take your time with it.
All right.
But next thing is something that we got to talk on this point.
All right.
I think it's perfect to end it with this one. So a lot of young men that call you, and you know, some middle-aged guys sometimes, but you know, our boy Kevin, you got a great show going on over there. Give him that.
Sure.
You know, he grew on us both, I would say.
I'd say.
But one of the things we still don't agree on is the fact that how you dress as a high value man. So he's opposed. He don't think the tennis shoes and, you know, T-shirts really represents high value.
Right.
So let's clear the air with that one. What's your take on that? How these men should see themselves? Because there is a bit of confusion. People they think that's high value, the shirt and tie. Cool. Yeah. Well, what's your take on it, man? I gotta hear.
I mean,
what's the pimp God's take?
I just say be versatile. Be versatile.
So it's not just having a suit.
No, it's having whatever is clever. You dig what I'm saying? Whatever's clever. That's what you need to be, you know, working to. Now make sure that it's organized and it makes sense, and it's coordinated properly and everything like that. But you could say that you being childish by wearing tennis shoes all the time, but all of my shoes is off-whites. I ain't got nothing but off-whites. You know what I'm saying? So you can't look at my feet and scoff unless you whack. You dig? You should stick yourself for that. You know, because whatever shoes you got on, everybody respects a fly pair of off-whites, right? And I don't wear it for that reason. I wear it for me. You know what I mean? But I think that you should be versatile. Learn all aspects of clothes and get you some good, you know, looks and fits together. And if you don't know how to dress in that, you know, more proper corporate type of way, then consult. Maybe you need to call Kevin and say, okay, help me out on this tip. You know what I'm saying? Now, see, here's the thing about the game. You take the meat and you throw away the bone. So when you talking to him and he's giving you game, if he happens to say, stay away from T-shirts and tennis shoes, well, you know you can't get that ism from him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe consult the pimp God. You know what I'm saying? But if I wanted to dress in a suit and tie every day, it would be an intimidation, right? Because I don't know too many people, except you, that could dress as good as me. You know what I'm saying?
And it's cool because we still have different styles.
Got different styles.
Unique.
Yeah. You know,
and that's okay. And I think some people, instead of just trying to be that person,
right,
find, like you saying, find what works for you.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that wearing tennis shoes is not fly. You can't be labeled as a low class dude.
Nah, you
right.
And what you really have to be more than anything is a mind frame, a mentality, you know, and a self-image that's positive.
Yeah.
And no matter what you have on, if light shines in you and not on you, then shirt or T-shirt. You know, I mean, suit or casual. You know what I'm saying? Maury Gators or off-whites or whatever you like. Your light shines in you. That's why in most cases, even dudes with suits, I outshine them.
Yeah.
Even just regular everyday game, because it's who I am from the inside out. And that's the whole key to the game. It's about who you are from the inside out. And you want to work on really developing your confidence in yourself and your knowledge of self. And that's the most important thing that you really need to know in life. It's just knowledge of self. You know, understand that even the Bible itself is a key to yourself. And that even a lot of the scriptures are actually talking about you. It's a key back to some door that you need to unlock in terms of understanding of yourself. And so that's my breakdown. That's my perspective.
Damn, that was some good game, man. We appreciate you dropping that knowledge.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
And just seeing you work.
Yeah, I do this all day. Like, if I'm not making videos, maybe one day we'll show you me working, and sometime, you know, we'll show you like my stuff laid out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But you got a lot of cool stuff coming. So a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah.
They don't even understand. Like,
they have no idea. Yeah, they don't. I got some fly stuff. Yeah, I do. And stuff getting made and put together right now. So definitely stay tuned. And,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, yep.
Well, hey, it's been a good one. This is a special edition of the Gloves Off Show with your boy Pimp God.
Yes, sir.
And you know, appreciate it again, and looking forward to you stopping by again.
All right, y'all. Peace.